Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. So day 10 is going to take us around the 24th of August. We're going to extend out beyond that. We're going to extend GFS ensembles, around a couple of weeks. Have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which gets us well into September. I shall get on that for you very shortly. Just say that the first video release day was our 7 AM forecast, and we also will release the weekend forecast as well today, as well as on a Saturday. Had your weekend look ahead. I'm hoping to get the first update done for the bank holiday weekend, just within the GFS time frame now, so I'm hoping to get that done for you this evening. I may push it a little bit because we've got the autumn update to sort out, so if I can't get that done this evening, the first update for the bank holiday weekend will be on Monday, but I'll try and get one done for you tonight. Right, okay, I'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow at the end of the video. But before I get on with anything else, just to say that if you aren't yet subbed to our channel, please can you subscribe. We've got to put on around about 45 subscribers now to get to 11.8k, so we are getting very close now to 11,800 subscribers. And when we get to 11,800 subscribers, we will begin the countdown to 12k, and I'll tell you what we're going to give away when we reach 12k. We are going to do a 12k giveaway. Either be a little bit of merch, or it'll be an Amazon voucher. I'll let everybody know when we get to 11.8k, but we've got to put on around 45, that's all, just 45 subscribers now, get to 11.8k. So if you aren't yet subscribed to our channel, please can you give us a sub. Like, share, subscribe on videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Talking of merch, this is the GavsWeatherVids spring page, so I thought we'll just start with that. I'll show you some of the merch. So here we go. We've got face masks, we've got stickers, we've got iPhone and Samsung cases, all with the GavsWeatherVids logo. We've got Giddy Gavs stickers, Million Gavs, Do It, and more stickers. So have a look at those. Couple of images from the Friday night live streams. During the Friday night live streams, they're coming back in a couple of weeks' time. We've got pillows, and GavsWeatherVids pillows proved very popular. The most popular merch so far has actually been the pillow. I've been very surprised about that. But everybody seems to love the pillow. We've got beach towel, which I think looks very, very cool. You can go down to the beach with GavsWeatherVids beach towel. You've got t-shirts. We've got mugs as well. I can't believe that. We've got sweatshirts. We've got tank tops. We've got flowy tank tops. We've got hoodies as well. And there is also a GavsWeatherVids glass that you can drink your magic water out of. I have got a prototype pillow here, so that's the GavsWeatherVids prototype pillow. As I say, it's proved very popular. It comes in a range of colours as well. I forget what colours it comes in. Let's have a look. So you can get it in like a pastel pink, a lilac, a pale lemon, or pale blue. On the back, and then the logo on the front. It's a really high quality product, proved very popular. So thank you so much everybody for buying the GavsWeatherVids pillows and other merch so far. And yeah, it's all out there for you. If you want a bit of merch, then check it out, and you can get to it just underneath this video, actually, on YouTube. So thank you so much, everybody, for doing this for GavsWeatherVids. It's another revenue stream. It's helping to pay for the content and, you know, keep channel online and whatnot. So thank you so much, everybody. Right. That plugging done. I could be a presenter on a shopping channel, really, couldn't I? If the GavsWeatherVids gig doesn't work out. Right, here we go then. So let's get on with the video, shall we? We're going to start off with the situation in the tropical Atlantic / Caribbean and elsewhere. So we've got two areas of interest. We have got Tropical Depression Fred, and we've got Tropical Storm Grace. That disturbance area I showed you yesterday has rapidly developed into a tropical storm, and yeah, we have got Tropical Storm Grace. More about that in a moment. Let's deal with Fred first of all. So Tropical Depression Fred on the north coast of Cuba is giving maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 1,013 millibars, and Fred is moving west northwestwards at 13 miles per hour. If we click on Fred and go here, we can see that this is going to become a tropical storm at some point over the next few days. Now, a couple of days ago, it looked like Fred was going to give a direct impact to the Florida Panhandle. It looks like Fred's going to be more out at sea now in the Gulf of Mexico. So it looks like Florida actually gets away with this, but it does look as though it's going to be a bit of an Alabama slammer moving on to that Gulf Coast there of Alabama, between Mississippi, I think that is, and Georgia, and central hit on Alabama between Monday and Tuesday. Now, this has been forecast to be a tropical storm. I do want to, because it's further out in sea. So remember, the idea a couple of days ago was that this is going to run up the Florida Panhandle up the coast and give an impact around there. Now this is much more out at sea, so I just wonder whether there's going to be more energy available for this, and it might get up to a hurricane, before it makes landfall on Monday into Tuesday. I wouldn't rule out the possibility, but at the moment they're just forecasting it to be making landfall on the Gulf Coast there down Alabama as a tropical storm. But I think it's probably going to be one to watch, that, because it is further out at sea. There should be more energy available for this than if it was like running up the Florida coast, as it looked like it would do a couple of days ago. So that's one to watch. I also got Tropical Storm Grace just here in the middle of the Atlantic. So Tropical Storm Grace is giving maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour with a minimum surface pressure of 1,007 millibars, and Grace is moving westwards at 22 miles an hour, moving quite quickly. Let's click on Grace and see what she's forecast to do. So again, tropical storm Grace here. So current position of Grace is just there. And Tropical Storm Grace looks like going to give a direct hit on Haiti and the Dominican Republic sometime in the early part of next week. And then, as we go into the middle of next week, heading towards Cuba again, and then up towards Florida. So a very similar track, actually, to the track that Fred took. Again, not being forecast to reach hurricane status yet. Sooner or later, one of these is going to go out to a hurricane. We're getting further on into the season. There will be more energy available as we go further on. So it won't be long now before one of these goes that next step and reaches hurricane status. At the moment, both of them are being forecast to stay as tropical storms, and both of them heading towards America. So early next week, we're going to have Fred hitting the Alabama coast, and by the middle of next week, we could have Grace hitting Florida. So impacts. We'll be keeping a very close eye on what's going on in that part of the world as the 2021 Atlantic tropical storm / hurricane season begins to develop and gets itself into the ascendancy. Right, coming back home, this south central temperature is looking, so the CT is currently standing at 16.3, that is just 0.3 of a degree above average, provisional to the 13th of August. So not too far from average. It's probably going to fall away over the next few days. I think the weekend we'll see it holding steady, but early next week we are in for some quite cool days, and if skies clear enough, relatively chilly nights. And so I think we could see this dropping back under the 16s actually as we go through the middle of next week. Where we go beyond that is really up in the air, if you pardon the pun. I'm going to show you all the chart data in a moment. So there is the possibility we might turn very, very hot in the last week or so of August. But some models are doing that. Other models are saying no to that idea and limiting the temperatures. So, I mean, it's really impossible to forecast, I think, where we're going in the final week or so of August at the moment. You'll see all the data in a moment. So where the CT is going to end up, I think, is highly uncertain at the moment. It certainly isn't going to be an excessively hot month, though. Any hot weather, if we do get later on in the month, won't get us into the 18s Celsius, and probably won't even get us into the 17s. But we should wait and see where things end up later on in the month. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. The next couple of weeks on at London today. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. Now look at this. We're starting off close to average at the moment. We're going to go a little bit warmer than average actually later on this weekend. But then next week we're going to fall away with those temperatures through the early to middle part of the week anyway. We actually go under average. So obviously it is going to be turning cooler next week. And then we get into like the final week or so of August, and look at all of this scatter that we have. You will notice there are some dramatically hot outlier members. We have got some GFS ensemble members here on the midnight suite going up to 20 degrees at 850 HPA. That's very hot. 20 degrees at 850 HPA is kind of like the what we look for to get the temperature into the upper 30s Celsius in the middle of summer, because we're talking about late summer now, so we may struggle to get temperature into the upper 30s Celsius even with 20 Celsius at 850 HPA, but it will be very hot, you know, if we do pull up that level of heat. The operational run for midnight GFS again did go really hot as well for a time, just there. However, although we do have a warming trend quite clearly seen, you can see that by the white line lifting up, a lot of ensemble members are keeping the upper air temperatures close to the 30-year average. So I think it probably is going to warm up during the final week or so of the month. But how much it warms up, how long it lasts, how intense the heat gets, you know, I think all of that is to be determined. Going to be a lot of dry weather over the next few days as well, and just generally quite a dry ensemble, really, from beginning to end. Perhaps a little bit more in way of precipitation late on. Some of these spikes here might be thunder, you know, fungi breakdown going on. If the temperature lifts up, it might trigger a fungi breakdown. But certainly in the next week or so, it looks pretty dry anyway. Temperature anomalies from the 14th to the 22nd of August going to be above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 14th to 22nd of August are going to be significantly drier than average, particularly for England and Wales. Latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows we have an area of low pressure to the west of Ireland. With that low pressure, we're bringing in wind from a west to southwesterly direction. It's rather damp across western parts of the country today in particular. Right, so I'm going to put the webcam back on. Hello, I've returned, and we're going to go through some data now. Let's have a look at UK Met then, at the weather outlook. This is Tuesday, in a rather cool northwesterly wind on Tuesday. We'll be showery in the north, driest weather will be in the west and the southwest. We keep wind in from the northwest on Wednesday, and then through Thursday to Friday, get this ridge of high pressure building. That will start to bring up some warmer air from the south towards the end of the week, but there's low pressure in the Atlantic. However, the UK Met is one of the models that keeps us in like a warmer wind flow, air mass from the south, right way up to day 8, which is to midnight on Saturday. So the UK Met looks very warm, maybe quite hot for southern and southeastern areas by the time we get into next weekend. We think that's hot. Look at what the GFS midnight run was doing. So here we go then, again starting on Tuesday with a rather cool, showery northwesterly wind being down across the country. We keep the wind in from northwest through the middle part of next week, and then later next week high pressure begins to ridge in from the southwest. Low pressure tries to get in through next weekend, but doesn't really, except across Scotland perhaps, where it might turn wet, and heights continue to build to our south, and that'll eventually start to push up this area of high pressure from the south, which begins to tap into some very hot temperatures that are sitting still over Spain and southern parts of Europe. So by the time we get through to day 10, which is going to get us to Tuesday the 24th of August, we're under a big area of high pressure that's sitting just off the east coast. We're drawing in the wind from a south-southeasterly direction, and we're looking really quite hot at this point. Yes, we have got the 20 Celsius isotherm heading towards Cornwall. There it is, just there, 20 Celsius isotherm heading into Cornwall. 15 Celsius isotherm is widely across England and Wales, and at the very least gets us into the low 30s Celsius. And if we start to tap into those plus 20 degree temperatures in the upper atmosphere, that is probably going to get the temperature into the mid 30s Celsius, I would have thought, well into the 90s Fahrenheit. So the hottest weather of this summer could still be to come. Now, as we go through to Wednesday, 25th of August, high pressure again continue to dominate weather, sitting to the east and northern country again, bringing in this hot air from the south. Look how hot the upper air temperatures are looking by this point. So this is proper heat wave stuff. You know, this is a proper heat wave on the GFS midnight run. And so it goes on. This is Thursday the 26th. Well, no fungi breakdown with this either, a little bit surprisingly. High pressure just strong and stable, sitting over the country through this last week of August. The upper air temperature beginning to ease back a little bit by 26th of August as we perhaps start to bring something a little bit cooler in from the North Sea. But overall, it's high and dry all the way towards the end of the month, and that's 28th of August into bank holiday weekend. Again, high pressure just dominates the weather, bringing loads of dry, fine, and hot weather. That's how the upper air temperature looks still very warm to hot. We finish up on bank holiday Monday, which is the 30th of August. Just look like we're wobbling a little bit, so pressure beginning to weaken. This low pressure around Iceland probably going to drop in, turn us cooler for month's end and maybe a little bit more showery. That's a very hot final week to August with the GFS midnight run. Now, have a look at the 6Z. And you're going to see something completely different. So here we go again. This is on Tuesday with winds in from the northwest, looking cool and showery on Tuesday. Then into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we try and build this ridge up from the southwest. So it starts to drag up something a little bit warmer from the south, low pressure in the Atlantic. And the difference with this is that heights don't rise as much to our south and east. We don't build the high pressure, and instead we start to move this area of low pressure in from off the Atlantic. So as we go into next weekend, instead of trying to draw up hot air from the south, actually we're just pushing a weather front across the country, probably taking a band of rain, and bringing quite cool west to northwesterly winds. So the GFS is added again, flip-flopping from run to run. This is how it looks as we get towards day 10. This is Monday 23rd of August. Again, cool, showery, northwesterly winds at this point. We keep wind in from west-northwest day 10, which is 24th of August. Still looking rather sharp, particularly so in the north. In more extended range, high pressure then begins to develop around Greenland and Iceland. So instead of those very hot southerly southeasterlies, we're bringing in cool and showery north to northeasterlies. Total flip with wind direction 180 degrees. We've gone from southerlies to northerlies. It's hard to make it out what's going on at the moment. But there we go. Been seeing this a lot over the past few weeks with the model out. But it's not just the GFS either. I have to, GFS gets a lot of criticism about the way it flips and flops and run to run, but we've been seeing this across models actually over the past few weeks. So, just have to wait and see. But certainly by the 25th of August on the 6th, we're into like a cool and showery north to northeasterly. Look at the upper air temperatures, how different are they compared to what the midnight GFS was doing. And then we keep this cool showery stuff going really up to the end of the month. So this is 27th of August. Again, upper air temperatures looking quite cool there with winds in from the northeast. And we keep that sort of pattern going right way up to bank holiday Monday 30th of August with high pressure to our north and west. Again, in comes those northeasterly winds, probably bringing showers. It would be mainly dry for northern western areas, but it would be rather on the cool side. Let's see what the GEM has got to say about all of this. If you enjoyed the video, then please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And after the video, drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Right, this is GEM then for Tuesday. Showery and quite cool with those northwesterly winds. We keep wind in from the northwest as we go through the middle into the second half of the week. And then into the weekend, GEM starts to raise the heights over to the east of the coast. Starts to bring hotter air up from the south. So the GEM is sort of going with the UK Met and the midnight GFS, I think, and turning it much warmer, even hotter, next weekend, with winds in from a southerly or easterly direction. As we move towards day 10, high pressure is well and truly in control and dominating the weather. So by day 10, which is the 24th of August, again we're high and dry, high pressure is dominating. We've got the wind in from the east and from the southeast, and the upper air temperatures looking pretty hot, although not as hot as the GFS midnight run gets them. And they've got the ECM-WF, and it's looking rather showery with northwest winds on Tuesday, and then into the second half of the week, no particular build of pressure from the south, and instead we just bring low pressure meandering in from off the Atlantic. So the ECM is in the cooler, more unsettled bracket of models for the weekend and into the following week, with low pressure sort of close to the country. It's trying to rise to our southwest, but up to that point anyway, which is 23rd of August, it's all looking rather cool and showery. By the very end of the ECM run, day 10, 24th of August, it looks like we're beginning to build the high pressure from the south and starting to push some hot air up from France. But of course, that is like just 10 days. That's 10 days away. So before then, through most of the weekend, next weekend, there's a lot of messing around, and it does eventually get there, but it takes a very, very long time to do so. So it's a very, very uncertain situation, as I'm sure you've gathered at this point. This is how the precipitation type forecast is looking based on that ECM run from tameteo.com. So showery rain will be coming and going over the next few days, particularly for more northern areas. Nothing overly dramatically wet, but certainly looks rather showery all the way up towards like next weekend, actually, with more wet weather, particularly in northern and western parts of the country. Right at the very end, it does start to turn drier. Day 10, as that ridge builds, yes, we start to turn it drier and hotter then. But as I say, there's a lot of messing around before we get to that. Right, let's have a look at the table within the ECM ensembles then for day 10. And this is them from the Icelandic Met Office. This gets us to the 24th of August. 21 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure somewhere close to Iceland and are bringing in potentially very warm or even quite hot southerly southeasterly. And then we've got 19 with high pressure between Iceland and Scotland. That's going to be mainly dry and bringing in winds from an easterly direction. So again, looks like most of the ECM ensemble members are favouring high pressure at day 10. And then we have 11, which does include the operational run, that have the high pressure centred more to our west. And with this one, we are bringing in like a cooler northwesterly type flow. So that one's a little bit cooler. And a little bit more showery as well, but does eventually, as we know, get by by day 10 itself, start to get towards some high pressure building in. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This would get us to the 29th of August. 11 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure in Scandinavia, and we'll be bringing in a very warm or hot southeasterly flow. 10 will have high pressure over the top of the country, but also slightly to our west. Could be mainly dry, but could be a little bit cooler. 9 will have a mid-Atlantic ridge heading up towards Greenland and Iceland with a trough of low pressure over Scandinavia. That's going to be much cooler with winds in from the north. 8 will have high pressure centred over Iceland with low pressure coming up from the south. That might be thundery. 7 with low pressure more or less over top of the country. And we're bringing in a cool west to northwesterly with that. And then 6 with high pressure ridging, particularly to our south and east. Low pressure to the north. Looks like it might be starting to bring something a little bit cooler and more unsettled into the north and west. A range of options there. So basically, by the end of August, anything could be happening. CFS V2 finally, and then we're done. So these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period is going to take us from the 14th to the 20th of August. The coming week will have high pressure dominating the weather centre more or less over the country. We could just be bringing something a little bit cool, especially early on from like a northerly direction. But basically, high pressure is in control. Week 2 is going to be the 21st to 27th of August. High pressure centred between Scotland and Iceland. Winds coming around the high pressure from an easterly direction. That should be quite a hot end to August. Week 3 shows a bit of a change on what CFS has been showing in recent days. This is the 28th of August to the 3rd of September. High pressure then begins to pull more towards our west and northwest, with some lower pressure to our south and southeast. Winds start coming in from more of an east or northeasterly direction. That might be a little bit more showery, and temperatures would start to cool down with that as we go into the start of September. And then week 4, also a bit different to what we've seen over recent days with the CFS. This is before to the 10th of September. Low pressure appears to the north of Scotland. High pressure beginning to move into the middle of the Atlantic, probably. Hints of a bit of a mid-Atlantic ridge getting going there. Sending a jet stream on a northwest-southeast alignment. That looks quite cool. And potentially a little bit unsettled, and particularly so for more northern and western areas. Also hinting at a bit of Greenland blocking as well, with heights rising around Greenland. That could be shaping up for quite a cool and showery period through the first half of September. CFS is changing wildly for September at the moment, though, so there's no particular signal for September right now, and we wait to see where that is going to go, of course. Right, if you enjoyed this video, then please can you smash the like button, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that, for GavsWeatherVids. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. If everybody who subscribes brings a friend, we're going to get to 12k so much quicker, and we're only going to put on another 45 or so subscribers to get to 11.8k, so the subs are moving very, very, very quickly at the moment. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support, and let's push on to 12k. It's amazing and it's incredible. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, so that's it for our 10 to 14 day. Now, I may have, like, the first update back on the weekend this evening. I'm going to be quite busy getting the autumn update together. If I can't do it this evening, then I'll do it, you know, on Monday. But I will try and get that little video done for you this evening. Tomorrow, we're going to start off our 7 AM forecast. We've got the penultimate, I think it's penultimate, Sunday roundup coming up tomorrow, or maybe no, I think it's like the no, not penultimate one. That'll be the following week. So no, forget that. Just Sunday roundup coming up tomorrow. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sunday roundup coming up tomorrow. Autumn update. We'll be live streaming from 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Of course, it's Sunday live stream, so we've got to do some long range, and I think we'll show some Beijing Climate Centre data for autumn and also for winter 2021-22, along with the CFS as well. So that's going to be great with our live stream tomorrow at 6 o'clock. You enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.